Hey there, this is Ginger Pelletieri with spedadvisors.com. Today I'm going to share with you how to help your child focus on homework. Now, this could be a child that is doing um, homeschooling. This is a child or an older learner who is doing homework at home and maybe struggling with focus. Well, here I am going to give you a few strategies to help your child at home. All right. And of course, like I said, this is spedadvisors.com. And the first strategy I am going to share with you is the ability to use visual support. So let's go into what is a visual support. So this is any type of visual item. This can be a photograph, a picture, written words, clip art, could even be line drawings, physical objects, any type of visual picture that gives a desired expectation. So basically, you're telling your child what you need them to do, and it gives them the expectation and helps the child to perform that specific skill or requirement you're having them to do. So that's a bunch of big words. So basically, it means you're showing a picture or an object or words of a task that you want your child to do. Okay, and I'm going to get into this, but I just kind of want to give you the definition of what is a visual support. But what's the purpose of it? Okay, so now the purpose is to help your child to see it or visualize the task. It also reduces anxiety or fear about the task, and it helps the child to stay on track with the task. It also, transitions them easier in between activities. Okay, so let's talk about those for a second. So visual supports give your child those concrete instructions that maybe they can't remember what you need them to do. And so these visual supports work well with those visual learners. So visual learners are kids that need to basically see what you're asking them to do. You may give them a verbal instruction, hey, it's time to do math. But if they're not understanding what you're asking them to do, they're going to resist you, get off topic, off focus. They're not going to remember what it is I'm supposed to be doing oftentimes, okay? So this really helps with those visual learners. This helps with children who need to know what activities they are anticipating are going to happen, even when the activities are going to occur, and helps with the order of activities. Okay, and I'm going to get into what this looks like, but visual supports also help us help learners to provide information regarding unusual activities. Okay, so this can be, hey, today, let's say it's a homeschool child. Today we're going to be doing our math, and then we're going to be doing reading. Oh, and by the way, today we got to get in writing because tomorrow's a field trip. Okay, well, maybe you don't always do writing on Mondays. Maybe you only do math and reading. Okay, well, slipping in that extra activity may throw them for a temper tantrum, or maybe it makes them angry or whatever, or confused. But if it's written on a schedule and they can see it, that's where it helps them to understand or anticipate what's coming up, what their day looks like. It also helps them to understand, hey, when do I get to have free time? So you can even put free time on their schedule, and it helps to really, that's where it really helps to reduce that anxiety. So that's really good to use. That's the purposes of using a visual support, and it also makes work time less of a drudgery for you as the parent and for your child. So when learning becomes less of a drudgery and more fun because we don't have behaviors or fears or temper tantrums, learning becomes more of a excitement. You're bringing this new concept, new skill to your child, and they're going to enjoy it. So it helps them also to stay on task. So they're going to get less distracted. They can see what comes next, and it makes it more fun. So let's go into the why. So we got right here, why would I use a visual support? Okay, so think about this. Do you write down as a parent your list of things to do for the day? I know I do. I write down everything I need to do for the entire day and I check it off as I do it. Same thing we use for our children. Whether you're homeschooling, whether you're just trying to complete homework from their day at school, using a visual support is going to help with this. All right, so let's see what it looks like. So now I'm going to give you a kind of a few examples of what different visual supports could look like. So this is an example of a visual support. It actually has the time written in of the day of the agenda. You can see right here, I think it says wakes up. So this person used a visual schedule to put every activity in of them going to school, going on a field trip, coming home and having a snack, even doing homework, all the way to bedtime. Okay, so this is a picture schedule. I really like it, and I like that they use the clocks to help teach that time sequencing. All right, here's another picture schedule. All right, this one just has pictures. It is in order. It's going to go from even how we read from left to right. Okay. It has school, maybe some fun activity, baking, sports, book time. So they're also filling in the activities of fun things and then harder things that maybe aren't preferred, all the way to another fun thing. And then maybe book time. Maybe book time is hard for your child. Maybe they don't enjoy reading. So you're kind of putting this in between a bunch of movement activities, fun activities. This is a great visual schedule. So another visual schedule here is they have all the different tasks that maybe they do every day. And maybe today they're only doing 5 of those things. So they would put it on here. Okay, you could laminate this, put it on the wall, put Velcro on it. And this little box right here, and maybe you know this already, but I'm gonna share it anyway. You could use this and check mark it. You can use a dry erase marker and the student or your child would check mark it off when they finished it. This is a great visual tool to use. It also has the written words and the picture. Okay. This is another one to use. This is a great visual of sequential order of everything that is going on in the person's day. Going to the library, having a snack, do the homework. Oh, and then after you get to do homework, guess what? You get to watch TV. So they will see this homework sandwiched in between snack and TV time as less of a drudgery because it's between 2 preferred activities, 2 fun activities. Okay. And I think I have one more. And this is more of a written schedule. This is for our learners who are children who are able to read very well, have great visual recognition of words. This might be a schedule that works for them. Okay. And here's their Monday all the way through Friday. And maybe their schedule changes a little bit every single day, but maybe some things stay the same at the same time. Okay, so this is a pretty good weekly schedule. I really like this one. All right, the second strategy that I'm going to share with you is sitting on a bouncing ball. And you're like, what in the world? Well, oftentimes when we are listening to a podcast, maybe you're talking on the phone with a friend, we often keep ourselves busy by what do? We doodle, we move around in our seat, we tap our fingers, move your hands, stomp your feet, tap your feet, whatever. Or even, have you ever done this when you're listening to someone talk or listening to a lecture or a podcast? Have you ever written out your to-do list for the day? Okay, we all have. I think we have. I have. Well, think about your child and how they feel when they have to sit for long periods of time and listen to a topic maybe they're not interested in. Maybe you're teaching about American history and they're like, I don't really need to know about American history. Maybe I don't want to learn about American history. So then they start fidgeting, they start moving. Well, let me just say that this is especially challenging for our children who have attention problems. And we're expecting them to listen without moving or fidgeting. And here I have a statistic for you that 1 in 20 children in the US and approximately 5.9% of school-age children worldwide have a diagnosis of attention problems. So sitting on a bouncing ball helps to work on our assignments with a longer focus time. And research has showed that it helps to improve learning. Okay, so those are a couple different statistics and a couple different reasons why sitting on a bouncing ball helps to improve your learning, helps to improve your focus. Okay, so sitting on a bouncing ball gives you that, we would call it, okay, as an educator, I would call it proprioceptive or vestibular input. And what that means is the pressure, okay, and movement. So those are just big fancy words for giving your child the ability to move and giving them the pressure that they need to help them to focus longer. So sitting on a bouncing ball really hits both aspects of those types of sensory inputs. So there's an example of a bouncing ball. You can get whatever size fits your child. I've seen them even in the grocery store. Cute little bouncy balls, the least expensive ones. They're not very much money. I bought them. They're like, I think they were a couple bucks, honestly, under $5. These are the more expensive ones. Not quite sure the price of these, maybe $20, $30. So it really depends on your budget and what size you need. But I'm telling you, this is going to help your child. They're able to move, they're able to relax their body, focus longer, and I really want to encourage you to try to use that strategy. So this was part 1 in this series. Next time in our part 2 series of how to help your child focus on homework, we're going to cover 2 more strategies that's going to help your child at home. And I just want to say, remember, we are spedadvisors.com, and better together, stronger together, and we are always connected together. Thanks so much.